What's up, everybody? Peace to everybody. Real quick, I'm not really a social media type of person, but I feel like some things need to be spoke about with this the latest shooting. Saying her name right, Sonya Massey. First, I want to start off by saying RIP to Sonya Massey and condolences to her entire family. Just jumping straight to the point, something needs to be done about these police. And I'm not saying all police are bad. We're just talking about those rogue police. I feel like they can do what they want to do to whom they want to do it to. Something needs to be done about them. Now, if you're the type of police officer that's doing your job, and that's all you're doing is your job, more power to you. Big ups to you. I know how it is out there. I've been an armed guard since the early 2000s, and that's not even touching the pinnacle of what you guys have to go through. But just in that little minute of being in that field, I know you run across some crazy people. You run across just all kind of situations. So I know how difficult mentally and physically and spiritually that job is. So I'm not talking to those police officers who's doing their job, taking care of themselves and their family. I'm talking about these police officers that's doing all of these shootings, these rogue police officers. That needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done about them. I don't quite know what needs to be done, but I know something needs to be done about what they're doing. Now, we have so much controversy over this latest shooting with Sonya Massey, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of people saying that the young lady, was going to throw the hot water on them and this and that. But according to the videos that I've seen, I don't think that was the case at all. And just hypothetically speaking, even if she was going to throw the water on them, which I know she wasn't, according to the videos that I've seen in my reality, they could have tased her. They could have subdued her in so many different ways. It didn't call for the taking of her life. These are things that these people want to do anyway. So they come up with all kind of excuses, all kind of lies, all kind of anything to justify their wrongdoing. Now, on a spiritual note, this is really what I want to talk about. On a spiritual note, the taking of that young lady's life is symbolic to a lot of different things. And I've seen a lot of different things spiritually. I think right off the back, in the videos, at least that I'm witnessing in the videos, I think right off the back, her spiritual awareness and senses, she felt some type of danger from those sheriff deputies that was in her house. Because immediately, just from what I observed, when they was asking her for her ID, she asked one of them to look in the Bible or grab the Bible for her. I believe spiritually, she was trying to disarm them spiritually right in that moment when she felt the danger. But obviously, it didn't disarm them. And then when they pretend, how they like to trick the camera and do all sorts of things, when they started backing up, when she started picking up the water after they told her to go over there and turn the water off, and then they started acting like she was going to throw the water on them, which they very well much knew that she wasn't. She rebuked them in the name of Jesus. She used it in a rebuking way, but she also was using it as Why are you acting like that? You know I'm not about to throw this water on you. And when the young lady started kneeling down to show them that she was no threat, they still shot her. And we have seen much worse from Caucasian people online, dealing with the police, telling them what they're not going to do, telling them they're willing to get in a gunfight with them, but yet and still those people kept their lives. So before anybody get in the comments and say it has nothing to do with race, I don't know how and what else it have to do with if it's not race. See, these things are not happening to other cultures and other races at the rate that it's happening to so-called black people, if that's what you want to call us, so-called black people. But at the same time, we don't need to worry about what's going on with anybody else, because it's too much going on with us to be worried about what's actually going on with other people. We don't have time to be worried about what's going on with other people. We're being murdered and killed at a rapid rate, Everything that goes on in this country, negative or positive, somehow it affects us in a negative way. I noticed on a spiritual note, when Obama first became president, in my reality and my understanding of what I observed, it was more police killings when he was the president than any time that I've witnessed, just in my reality. So now, here it is again. We have another presidential election coming up, and all of this nonsense is starting up again. So you telling me every time that an election is coming up, black people have to worry about being shot dead in the streets? It doesn't make sense. It makes sense to them. They know what they're doing it for. But it doesn't make sense to us. It doesn't make sense to me as an individual. So my thing is, I believe a lot of things are happening to us due to the fact we have no unification amongst each other. Nothing I'm saying that hasn't been said before. Everything I'm saying has been said before I was on this planet, and it's still being said now. But we have no unification amongst us. We're killing each other at a rapid rate, as we always have, ever since I can remember. We're killing each other at a rapid rate. So they feel like they don't have to respect us. They feel like they can kill us because we killing us. We don't respect us, so they feel like they don't have to respect us. In some form or fashion, I don't know how, I don't have the answer to it, but we have enough scientists in our community. We have enough millionaires and billionaires in our community that maybe have the answer to these things that me as an individual don't have the answer to them. Because if I had the answer to them, the problem would have been fixed a long time ago. It's just something that I'm observing and witnessing as an individual. So I believe in some form or fashion, us as black people, or whatever you want to call us, or whatever we want to call ourselves, so-called black people, I believe that we're going to have to find some type of solution of getting along, some type of solution of not letting anybody, even black people, come in our neighborhoods and do what the hell they want to do. There has to be some type of consequences when these things go on. Because as of now, there's no consequences. All we're doing is we're protesting, holding up signs in the streets. That never worked. It never will work. I know that law says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But at the same time, I know we don't have any type of military to protect us. We don't have any type of police force to arrest these people when they do these type of things. Excuse me. It's hot, turning the AC on. But we don't have anybody, any type of protection at this day and age to be going to war with anybody. So I'm not telling black people to jump out the frying pan into the fire. That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's not what I'm doing myself. So I'm not gonna tell anybody to do something that I wouldn't do or never did. But I know that there's some type of solution to these killings and the mistreatment of black people in America and all over the world for that matter, but particularly America. We have to find a way to get along. We have to find a way to put whatever differences we have, whatever hatred we have towards one another, in some form or fashion, in some day and time. We're gonna have to put all of that to the side, and we're gonna have to band together. How would that happen? I don't know. I don't have the answer. But I know it needs to be done. Because the killing of black people in America is growing rampant. It's getting out of control. These police are out of control. We can't expect the same government that allowed these things to happen to us, the FBI, whatever other federal agencies are out there that allow these things to happen at the rate that it's happening. No investigation. These people are getting off, you know, with no consequences, a slap on the wrist. So we can't expect a government that has us in the position that we're in to save us. In some form or fashion, we're going to have to save ourselves. We're going to have to band together. We're going to have to save ourselves. And I know the worst thing in the world on this planet is the unification of black people, even for black people. It's like we don't want to unite. We hate each other that much. We can't even walk in our own neighborhoods without any kind of weapons of mass destruction on us. And if you do walk your neighborhood without any type of weapons of mass destruction on you, you might not make it back in the house. And all black people in America know what I'm talking about. So I feel like we have to pull together. We don't need to be worrying about anybody else or how anybody else feel about us. The excuses anybody else come up with when things are done to us, when it's not their reality. We need to put those things aside. We don't need to worry about those things. We need to band together as people. You understand? Because if we don't, this is going to constantly still happen. And deep down inside, each of us all know as individuals that this can be any one of us. Could be you, could be me, could be a family member, could be anybody. It's absolutely terrifying when you sit down and think about it. It's absolutely terrifying. It's like a nightmare we're having that black people cannot wake up from. What is this thing called life? What is this experience that we're having on this planet in America? I don't quite know what that is. But we can all agree upon we are having some type of experience, whatever that is. And that experience is not always positive. Can it be that we're calling out to the wrong gods? Can it be that we need to let all of this old world religion or whatever you want to call it go. Not here to attack anybody's religion. Not here to attack anybody for their belief system, because I wouldn't want anybody doing it to me. But at the same time, is this old way of thinking the reason that we can't wake up from this nightmare? When I think about it, every belief system currently, not every, but the major belief systems in America, in the world, it was always given to us from somebody else. We know that they say our language was taken from us, our religion was taken from us, our culture was taken from us. So at this point, we should be asking ourselves, well, what is it that we were doing before these things was taken from us? And if those things was taken from us and something new was put in that place 400, 500 some odd years later, it seems like we need to be catching on to a pattern that these things are not working for us. These gods they gave us that we're calling out to, maybe not working for us. Maybe we need to rethink these things. You understand? I know a lot of us, we're getting on, calling out to our ancestors and this. I'm not sure about any of those things on a spiritual note. I have no idea. You understand? I do understand that we have to believe in something spiritually. But maybe excuse my language, we need to think this whole thing about who we calling out to. I don't know if the young lady, when she rebuked that demon, and then she said sorry at the end, I don't know if that took the protection off of her, because it was like maybe she was reneging and she was fearful at that time. She didn't trust in the God that she called out to. I don't know if that took the protection off her, or I don't know if there was any protection on her to begin with in the first place. But if you on that other side of that barrel of that gun, you have no idea what you're going to do or what you're going to say. We all can say what we're going to do and what we're going to say until that time comes. It's not that easy to be brave on the other end of that gun. So spiritually, when she rebuked that demon, obviously it was a demon inside of him, or he was the demon itself. Because I also believe that demons or jinns, whatever you want to call them, are masquerading as human beings. Everybody we talk to and everybody we deal with are not human beings. We have reptilian agendas, draconian agendas. We have all these things that we're coming into and starting to understand. But clearly, there was some type of demonic possession going on with that officer. That's a fact. Because if somebody rebuke you in the name of whoever, you're not going to get mad. You're not going to tell someone I'll shoot you in the face or whatever the case may be, and then actually do it. He actually did it. And if you pay attention to the demonic energy, it flared him up way worse than he was already flared up. He did not like that of what she said at all. And calling out to that person, at least in this reality, at least from what I observed, did not save her life. I can't say what it did for her spiritually, in the metaphysical or in the spiritual realm. I can't say that. But I can tell you what I observed And I can tell you what the people in my reality observed. That did not save her life. It got her life taken, unfortunately. It's disturbing. It's sad. It's heartbreaking to witness things like that happen to your people. Because you know, at any given time, it could be you, it could be me, it could be anybody we know. Nothing is stopping these people from picking us out like any, meeny, miny, mo. Nothing is stopping them. So don't think because you get up every day, you go to work, you come home, you mind your business, you're just trying to survive. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. That's all you're trying to do. You're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about any nonsense. It's not even you. Don't think some of the people that we have observed by being killed wasn't thinking and doing the same thing that you're doing. It didn't mean anything. It didn't save them. Possibly it won't save you. Possibly it won't save me. You understand? We all pretty much have the same thought process. We think that we're different, but we all the same. We all think the same. You understand? You try to stay clear of any type of danger, any type of trouble, but you don't never know if trouble is lurking around the corner. You have no idea when you leave your house if you're coming back or not. We shouldn't have to feel like that in America. We put too much blood, too much sweat, regardless of what anybody say. Black people are lazy. Black people are this. That's bullshit. We built the country. We've died and fought in every war that America have ever had. We joined their militaries, their police forces, willingly. If black people haven't proved their allegiance to this country after 500 years, or however long it's been, it will never be proven. It will never be proven. They don't care about your occupation. They don't care if you're in their militaries. They don't care if you're in their police forces. They don't care about anything that you do. They only see a skin color that they hate and that they just despise for whatever reason that they understand that we don't understand. And again, I'm not talking about any particular white people. I'm not talking about any of that. It has nothing to do with individual white people, because there's decent white people out there just like there's decent black people out there. So if that's not you, you don't have to worry about that. I'm talking about that mindset of the Caucasian people that we just witnessed online, unfortunately. Has nothing to do with me calling out individual white people. Because as I said, there's decency in every culture, in every race. We're talking about those people in that mindset. I don't care what color you are. You could have been green. If you got that mindset has to be destroyed. If you're black, if you got that mindset needs to be destroyed. So it's not about no skin color, it's about the mindset. It's about the mindset and it's about the spirit. You understand? So just wanted to throw some thoughts out there of what's been racing through my mind. Now my whole channel, me and my wife are building a channel. We were just building a channel on basically happiness, living our life. You understand? Just, focusing on our health, getting healthier, building muscle, just a happy channel. So to have to put a video like this on the channel, it mentally and physically or spiritually, it doesn't make me feel good. But I believe all of us need to speak out and let these people know, let these police know that we're not going to keep standing for this. We're not going to keep going outside with picket signs, protesting. We're not going to keep doing it. Sooner or later, it's going to be an uprising with all people at this point in America. Because at this point in America, at this particular time, they don't care about anybody. They want us all to be homeless. They want us all to be in the streets. They want us all to live like hogs and dogs in this country at this point. White, black, brown, green, purple. At this point, it doesn't matter. But particularly, black people, so-called black people, are getting the worst of it. We have too much religion, black people. We have too much of everything that has not benefited us and not benefiting us. Of course, some good was abstracted out of religion. It can be good abstracted out of anything that you do and anything that you read. But at this point, I think we need to rethink what we're doing and get back to work. Whatever that work was and gonna be, we need to get to it. Because we're dying. The proof is in the pudding. So you can save your negative comments. You can try to twist up the words. All you want. You do whatever you want with the words. Because I know you're going to take it, twist it up. Say I said things I didn't say. This is what we do. This is what we do as black people. This is just what we do in the world in general. So you take the video, however you need to take it. Take out what you need. You leave the rest. No more talk. Peace. Stay safe out there. Be dangerous. Peace.